This is James Duxton, delighted to join with Mr. Jamie Moore. Jamie, how are you, mate?
I'm alright, mate, you?
Yeah, very good, mate. As you know, I like to try and ask you different questions to everyone else. So we're here today at Jack Catterall public workout, week and a half away from the fight night, but we're not going to talk about that fight. Firstly, I want to start off with a heavenly happy birthday to Oliver Harrison, your mentor. Talk to me about Oliver and the inspiration and the way he shaped you into the coach you are today.
Yeah, do you know what? I've been thinking about him a lot today, obviously because it's his birthday, and I've done. We trained this morning. Jack's last big session, 12 rounds on the pads, and I was thinking about him because lots of the stuff, loads of the patterns and the different types of combinations and stuff what we're doing, all feed back to him. All stuff what he taught me. So yeah, it was quite. It was a nice sort of feeling today to finish such a big day for Jack on Oliver's birthday. It was a beautiful little tribute. Are we gonna go?
He's going to jump in next, so yeah, sorry, 2 minutes.
What about come back a bit, Ashley? Yeah. Is that all right?
Take two. So you're speaking about Oliver and this morning, how you done your last session with Jack, and almost like deja vu. Do you get many of those moments where you feel deja vu, but it's the roles reversed, you're the coach this time?
Yeah. That's exactly it. So when I was doing the last session with Jack today, it's exactly like, I remind myself a lot of the stuff, the patterns, the combinations and stuff like that. So when I was going through today, I was actually thinking about Oliver, and he came into my mind a lot, and he does often anyway. But I think specifically today because it was his birthday, that was the sort of, he set a tone for the session today. So yeah, miss him.
Obviously, like I said, today Jack Catterall, we just pro-grade workout, just add your little session with Jack in the ring there, little light work for the fans. Talk to you about another guy who's in your gym, big fight coming up, David Allen and Johnny Fisher. A lot of social media come around and said, why is David Allen taking this fight? This is suicidal, this is a death wish. What do you say to those people who say that?
Listen, people have been talking about Dave like that in the same sort of manner for a long time. Dave's been active. He's only been fighting small all shows just to keep that activity, and he wants one roll of the dice. And I said to him about Johnny Fisher, I said, if you're going to fight him, you want to fight him now, before he gets any more experience, before he gets any better, because you've got a lot of experience and you're still young enough and we've still got enough left in the tank to beat him. So is it a big ask? Of course it is. That's why I said it's a tough fight, but he's definitely capable of winning it, especially with the lack of experience from Johnny Fisher's side.
Now, there was the spar between the two of them a long time ago when Johnny, he might not have been a pro at that time, might have just been before he turned over, and obviously he says himself, Dave Allen pinged him around the ring and battered him. Can Dave take anything from that in terms of confidence at all?
I mean, listen, from a technical point of view, no. Johnny Fisher's a different type of fighter now. He's got more experience. He's probably bigger. He's more mature. But from a psychological point of view, sometimes those things stick. You never quite sort of forget those things. And what I've said to Dave is, if you can have success early on, those neurological pathways going back to them times, even though Johnny's a different type of fighter now, can all come back and haunt him. So that's the sort of the plan has got to be to make him sort of realise or try and get him to remember those times, even though he's a different type of fighter now.
Does Dave Allen have to knock Johnny Fisher out to win?
Listen, if he beats him on points, it's going to be an absolute dogfight, and you'd have to think that one of them are going to win by knockout. I can't see this fight going the distance. One of them's going to knock the other one out. Or saying that, the vast majority of the time when you say a heavyweight fight, he's got to win by knockout. It always goes the distance. But I can't see it. I really can't see it because Johnny's attributes, big, tall, long ranger. Dave's going to have to try and get on the inside and make it uncomfortable for him. So I really can't see it going to points.
Dave has been using your facilities in your gym. Will you be in the corner for Dave Allen that night?
Yeah, I will be. So I was actually aware the fight was being made, and Dave come down regular, bringing these fighters down sparring with mine. And then after the fight had been made, he rang me and said, would you work with me for this fight? Because I know I'm going to have to knuckle down and do it properly. So I said, yeah, of course I will. And then I got on the phone to Sam Jones straight away and said, guess who's going to be the opposite corner? So it was like, oh, fucking hell. So, but yeah, it's all good fun, because me and Sam have got quite a few fighters together who train and manage between us. So yeah, it's all good banter, but on the night he'll be in the opposite corner.
So Sam now planning for the gym for about 12 weeks or so.
Yeah, well, only when Dave's training.
Another fight, you haven't got no skin in this one, but Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. came face to face in Saudi Arabia at a weekend. It looks like it's going to happen, regardless of people thinking it should or shouldn't, with Conor Benn's situation. What do you think of it?
What do you think will happen in the fight?
Yeah.
I mean, Eubank's a lot naturally bigger, and you know, as hard as Conor Benn punches at welterweight, there's a big difference between, you know, middle stroke super middleweight and a powerful welterweight giving him problems. So, you know, I'd have to say, if there was both of equal size, then I would pick Conor Benn, because I think he's got a little bit more to his artillery than Eubank. But there's weight divisions for a reason. And, you know, we see many times fighters going up in weight, getting beat off, you know, in theory, lesser fighters, but because of the natural size difference, they come up short. It's an intriguing fight, and you know, there's needle and there's different sides to it. You know, some people think it's being portrayed, or it's been orchestrated so that they put in front of each other so it happens. You can tell there's genuine needle between them, and so I would like to see it from a boxing fan point of view. I would like to see it. Is it a level playing field? No, because of the natural differences. But I would definitely, you know, I don't think there's a straight pick on it. I think Conor Benn's got a chance. He's got probably a lesser chance because of the size difference.
Against Serramata, Eubank looked dry. He looked like he potentially struggled at the weight. I don't know if he did or not, but a lot of, again, feedback on social media was that he seemed to struggle to make 160. Would that go in Conor's favour if he is struggling to make the weight?
Definitely, without a doubt. You know, one of the first things what you see is sort of diminished by making weight is your punch resistance, and that's certainly something what the teams will probably try and get into the contract, so that he has to come in at a certain weight, and then also he can't go above a certain weight by the time he gets to the arena on fight night. So those are all things what will all be sort of being hashed out behind the scenes, and potentially give Conor a more of an advantage than he would sort of on the face of it if you're just talking about a welterweight fight and a middleweight.
Now that was on the show of Patavia Bivol, light heavyweight undisputed clash. You've just signed yourself a light heavyweight in Conor Tudsbury. Big potential, big prospects. He's obviously been quite a name around the scene in Manchester for quite a while as an amateur. Now he's turned over, signed a Matchroom. How excited are you for this prospect?
Yeah, massively. You know, he's made for the pros. You know, a very powerful, explosive fighter. Very good boxer as well. You know, he's well skilled. He's been on GB for years, and you know, I think he got a silver in the European Juniors. He hasn't won anything of significance in the seniors, but he's had injuries. You know, he's just coming back from a torn bicep. So he's had little niggles, but he's through them now. He's training. He's back to full training, and he just decided that the time was right for him to go. He didn't want to do another cycle and try and qualify for the Olympics, because by that point he'd be 28. So yeah, he's turning over now. He's still relatively young, but believe me, he can punch. You know, he's very, very powerful, good explosive fighter, and he's going to be a great addition to the scene. You know, there's going to be some big fights. At light heavyweight, you know, the British scene on light heavyweight is huge at the minute. And I'm not saying we're going to fast track Conor, but we're not going to move him, you know, at a pace like you would see generally a fighter moved at, because he's got so much experience from the amateurs. I don't believe it benefits them when they turn professional, and then they sort of drag their feet and they get 15, 20 fights in before they've even having a real step up. So we're starting him off on 6 rounders straight away. He'll have 2, maybe 3 6 rounders and then go straight into 8, because, you know, I'm assuming he's going to be, from a skilled point of view and a powerful point of view, he's going to be above and beyond those fighters. But we're going to have to match him in a way where we make sure the guys are giving him good tests, that maybe they drag him into 7 or 8 rounds and he has to learn to pace himself properly. because he will be one of those type of fighters who can potentially knock people out all the way through, and then by the time he gets 10-15 fights in, he hasn't got the experience under his belt where you would like. So so that's our job, is to sit down and make sure we match him right. But he's got huge potential, and he's a lovely kid as well. Can't wait to open him out. He's from Nigel's Amateur Boxing Club, so Nigel's had him since he was 8 years old, and it's just a beautiful story. I love it.
Start the interview, I told you it'll be different questions. We're going to have a little bit of fun now. We're here in the National Football Museum. I want you to pick me your five-a-side football team of boxers.
Five-a-side football team of boxers?
Of boxers. So who's in net first of all?
Dave Allen's going in net.
One defender.
Defenders are mad, aren't they? We need a crazy defender. Do you know, I'm going to pick Liam Cameron? I'm going to have Liam Cameron because I think his story's great. He's really had a struggle, and he's come through the other side of it. He's got himself back on the straight and narrow, and we've just given him a first team start, and that means he's getting first team wages. So Liam Cameron, centre half.
Two midfielders.
Two midfielders, okay. We're going to pick some maestros now. I remember playing against Ricky Hatton when we was kids, and he was a really good, solid midfielder. So I'm going to put Ricky in their midfield, and we need a bit of a ball there, don't we? Carl Frampton can play. Gets knocked off the ball a little bit because he's like elbow height, but he can really put a ball through. He's got a good eye for it.
And who's your goal scorer? Who's got that shot on him?
We need someone like an Ibrahimovic type of guy. Say who I'm going to pick. Pat Brown. Pat Brown went to the Olympics for GB. He's one of Nigel's amateurs. There's big news coming about him soon as well. He's going up front because he's going to score the winner, definitely.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, mate.